What's up, everyone? It's your boy Norin Rad89 here, bringing you another video. And for today's video, it's going to be a physical media one, as I'm going to go over my Severin release of Antiviral. So today we're going to unbox this bad boy, talk about this movie, all the special features. I did watch all the cuts of this film as well, so this is a very in-depth review of this release. I did a lot of homework for this one, so stay tuned to this video. Let's do this. Roll it. So Antiviral is Brandon Cronenberg's first film. If you don't know who he is, that is the son of David Cronenberg, and this was a fantastic first outing for a director. This is a film that wasn't critically acclaimed or anything like that, but in terms of body horror, in terms of what this film offers for me, I absolutely love this film, and I couldn't wait to get this Severin release. That's what I picked up, and let me show this off real quick. It's kind of cool too because of the words, you can see have that kind of shiny finish to them. You could feel them too. They're kind of embossed. And then right there, there's your back piece. Oh, I love that. I love it so much. Long live the new flesh. So this is a really good release. I watched all the cuts of this film. There's 3 discs on this bad boy. There's a 4K disc, there's a Blu-ray disc, and there's also another Blu-ray disc for your Cannes Film Festival cut. So there's 2 theatrical cuts of this, one on the 4K, one on the Blu-ray, and then there's your Cannes Film Festival cut, which has a little bit of added scenes in it that actually make the film a little bit more understandable. But the 4K on this is beautiful because of what they were able to do, where they went to the original camera negative of the 35mm. They took the actual native negative of this film and then digitally remastered it into 4K, and it looks beautiful. Like I said, the black levels, the whites, they're gorgeous. So let's unbox this bad boy. There's your spine right there. I don't know if that's right. I always show off the spines and I'm like, I don't know if it's actually right in the screen. I'm like, it always baffles me. And there's your no flip, no reverse cover art or anything like that. There's your back piece, and we will go over all the special features. Like I said, I watched the special features on this too. There's a great making of documentary on here that's almost like 30 minutes long. We got this cool little booklet too. So Severin, they go all out. Like, that's what you got to appreciate Severin, because like I said, they go all out. This film, like I said, there's a nice little booklet right here with shots of the film, writings on the movie and everything. And this is a really cool movie because this is a movie that has a lot to say, especially about the modern times. This was kind of ahead of its time, and I think that's why this movie didn't really get critically acclaimed and as popular as it should have been, is because it's some movies, that happens with TV shows or movies. You're ahead of their time, and this came out in 2012, so it came out before the pandemic. And a lot of the stuff that's in this movie was kind of almost foreshadowing stuff, which is crazy. There's your theatrical cut right there. I know the white balance is going to kind of mess it up a little bit. There's your Blu-ray disc with the theatrical cut, and then there's your Cannes Film Festival cut right here on a Blu-ray disc. So 3 different discs, completely gorgeous. I love this release, and like I said, this being Brandon Cronenberg's first film, it's a beautiful, fantastic outing for a first-time director, for real. Like I said, this film follows, our lead story is we follow Caleb Landry Jones, who plays Sid March, who is a guy who works at this place where they take viruses and diseases from famous celebrities who sell their blood, and they end up turning the diseases into non-contagious ones, and then they sell them to fans, and that's what they do. But Sid March's character actually takes the blood from the places or from celebrities, and he kind of actually undoes the copyright that his work does to the viruses, and then he sells them on the black market. Then Sid March actually ends up getting infected with this crazy manufactured virus, and then he has to go on kind of this mission to find out and save his life before he dies. And like I said, this film it's gripping. It really is a very gripping film and has a lot to say, and I think this was one of those films, like I said, that's a prime example of a first-time director that's a genius. And I think Brandon Cronenberg's a genius, which is funny too, because in one of the special features, in one of the interviews, he was like, I hope people watch this movie and they think I'm a genius. And he's like, they would be right. And it's just so cute to see how like humble he is. Like he means it, but he's so humble in that, and he's so like just kind of awkward and antisocial. But when you see him talk about this movie, you can see the passion that Brendan has for these films that he creates. He also did a movie called Possessor, and he also did a movie called Infinity Pool, and I think all three are good films. I love all of his films, but this one, like I said, is I think a highly underrated one, and this is his first film. I don't know why I put the slipcover back on, because we're going to talk about these special features right here and tell you what's on here. So like I said, we have disc 1, which has the UHD 4K theatrical cut of this movie. We have the audio commentary with writer and director Brandon Cronenberg and director of photography Kareem Hassan. Then we have the trailer for it. Then we have disc 2, which has the theatrical cut as well. It has Broken Tulips, a short film written and directed by Brandon Cronenberg, which was kind of the first beginnings of this movie. Then The Anatomy of a Virus, a making of featurette, which is almost about 30 minutes long. Reviving a Dead Cell, Brandon Cronenberg and Kareem Hassan discuss the restoration, and that's where they talk about taking this from the film 35mm native negative to 4K. Brandon Cronenberg, a first-time director's vision. Deleted scenes with optional commentary by Brandon Cronenberg and Kareem Hassan. First meeting with actors Caleb Landry Jones and Sarah Godin. The design of Antiviral, an interview with the production designer and manufacturing celebrity with the cast and crew. And then your Disc 3 has introductions to the Cannes cut by Brandon Cronenberg, because that's the film festival cut. There has a thermal camera test on there also as well. And then, like I said, your exclusive booklet. So there's a ton of features on this film and stuff. And like I said, the making of featurette is probably the best one, because the other ones are kind of just those interviews that they did for the making of featurette, but they broke them up into smaller, like 10-minute ones. But the making of one is like almost 30 minutes or about 31 minutes long. And then the discussion of the restoration of this is a new one. That's Brendan and Kareem, more recent. And it's a recent interview that they did, because they talk about how Severin reached out to them and were like, we're turning this into 4K. What kind of sources do you have that we can use? And that's how they were able to get them the 35mm negative of this film. And like I said, which really helps, because when you look at the black and white levels and stuff and the way the film looks, there's certain things you can't do digitally, and what they were able to do was make the white more pure, the blacks very deep, and I think the 4K on this is gorgeous. You know, it just kind of sucks that the Cannes Film Festival version is not on 4K, but it still looks pretty cool, and I think the Cannes Film Festival cut of this movie actually makes it a little bit more understandable. There's moments in it that make the characters' motivations more understandable. So I actually think the Cannes Film Festival cut is the better version of this movie compared to the theatrical cut, but both of them are like 10 out of 10s for me, because this is one of my favorite body horror films of all time. So hope you guys enjoyed the discussion of this release. Like I said, I eat this film up. Caleb Landry Jones, this kid right here who plays Sid March, he is a freaking powerhouse in this movie, and he commands every part of this movie, and he does a very good job. And like I said, when you watch this film, you would never think that this was a first-time director and Caleb Landry Jones, a first-time kind of actor, doing a lead role, commanding it. And like, for real, they really knock it out of the park. This is one of the most weird, avant-garde, original stories that I've ever seen. And like I said, this Severin release was beautiful, and like it totally deserved this release. So I'm happy to have that in my collection. Please definitely shout out down below, have you seen Antiviral? What do you think of this movie? And if you haven't, did I sell you on this film? Because I told you, this is one of those body horror films that is absolutely in my top 10. It's one of my favorites of all time, and I can't wait to discuss some of the other fabulous releases. I did pick up some other movies, but I kind of wanted to do them their own videos to give the films their due justice and everything, because they do deserve it. So be sure you stay tuned to the channel, like the video, that definitely helps out, subscribe, have that notification bell poked so you're notified next time I drop a video. But most importantly, I want you all to have a safe and happy day. Peace out.